Catherine Fiore, EU reporter. And I think I'm addressing this question to most of the panel, particularly maybe the representative of business on the panel. We saw with the new Commission that member states had to be arm-locked into putting a woman forward for different positions. As a result of that, we got people like Vestager, Malmström, Mogherini, Commissioner Jourova, and others who are outstanding. And yet we saw that it appeared to be enormously difficult to find these women. But I feel slightly ill at ease with positive discrimination, quotas, tokenism. Should I just get over this, given the evidence we have in front of us? And also, the particular case of the private sector, we see in the public sector a great deal of progress has been made. There's definitely more progress to be made. But the private sector seems to have particularly strong barriers to women at a senior level. And one of the only companies that I've worked for that has had a lot of women at a senior level, I saw that women were more listened to, they were more readily promoted, their issues were taken on board in the whole ethos of the organization. So what more could be done in the boardroom, and not just non-executive directors, but directors? Thank you.
Just very quickly, I think you have to get over it. I think we all have to get over it. You can call it by another name, call it affirmative action, remedial measures, but I think it has to be done. It has to be done for women, and in the multicultural world we live in, it has to be done for diversity in its larger meaning. I think that is very important, because if we don't get there, it's going to be a painstakingly slow process, and everyone's going to lose. Europe's going to lose, and the people who are being discriminated against or not getting the full opportunities are also going to lose. So I think there's no other way about it. I think the 21st century, as we stand today, we really have to go for the whole full Monty.
Thank you very much for that question on quota. When I hear quota, I have always very mixed feelings. And this is my personal story, because I myself am here based on a quota, which was announced by Mr. Juncker. And believe me, I enjoyed horrible times with it at the beginning, when I had to read really offending articles about myself, that my only qualification is that I was born 50 years ago as a woman. This double offense, can you imagine? And then I realized I have to show them that I am much better than my male competitors. Ladies and gentlemen, I am still working on it. But so it is also encouragement. You know that we have the Women on Boards Directive now parked or frozen a bit. It's strange that if we have a legislation with the label of gender, it simply does not fly. And this is the directive which, however, has a very good economic rationale, because we have so many companies which give us evidence that diversity on boards creates much better conditions and better results, and simply it is good for business. So that's why I opened the second front here, and I am addressing the companies directly or through the Diversity Charter organization. I will always do this, saying that diversity is good, that gender itself is not qualification, and it must be applied to women, but also to men. And we will keep pushing on this, because we see that where the quota works, it is really much better for business.
We are coming from far. When we started Women on Board in Belgium, there was less than 10%, I think it was 8% of women in boards of directors. And if we are acting with our organizations at the non-executive board level, it's because it is possible to have an action from outside the company. Inside the company, I think you're very much right. We see that the biggest progress is made when and where the tone is given at the top, and where the company's culture is encouraging diversity, and when these values are lived by the management of the company. So I don't think that women are asking for a favorable treatment. They just want equal opportunities. So the companies where, for example, I know that in some companies the practice is to request that the best woman and the best man are proposed for each function to be recruited.